Well, first of all, good morning to all of you. Dear Ms. Vice Rector and dear colleagues, dear guests, dear friends, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all here in Sofia at the premises of the Technical University of Sofia to our spring event and seminar entitled Women Talk About Science and Science Talks About Women. I would also like to extend our warmest welcome to our online participants joining us from across Europe. It is absolutely delightful that so many colleagues from such a wide geographical spread considered our event to be an important use of their precious time. The rationale of this seminar is to present the vision of women scientists about modern science, the future developments of research pursuits, and the position of the modern women researchers and scientists in the dynamic field of technological progress. Sharing relevant insights, experiences, and ideas will undoubtedly contribute to promoting women's achievements, thus focusing the attention of the academic community and the general public towards their role as a scientist and innovator in the 21st century. The event aims to promote the attitude and place of women scientists, as well as their achievements in various fields of modern science and their positions in academia. We believe that the presentations and discussions will break down the inevitable stereotypes in our thinking about women in science and present a contemporary vision for the 21st century woman researcher and educator. Science and gender equality are both vital for the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Over the past decades, the global community has made a lot of effort in inspiring and engaging women and girls in science. The world's advancement and sustainability hinges on continuous development in science, technology, and innovation. Women will therefore be a pivotal part of that drive and should be encouraged and empowered through education and work opportunities. What is the EU doing to increase women's participation in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? The EU is committed to promoting gender equality in research and innovation. It is part of the Gender Equality Strategy for 2020-2025, which sets out the broader commitment to equality across all EU policies. In 2022, the EU launched Women Tech EU, supporting 50 women-led tech startups with a budget of €3.8 billion. The scheme offers first-class coaching and mentoring to female founders, as well as targeted funding to help take their business to the next level. Horizon Europe also has a new eligibility criteria that research organizations applying for funding must have an actionable gender equality plan with a target for gender balance of 50% in all Horizon Europe related decision-making bodies and evaluators. An important fact that deserves to be highlighted here is that this event successfully maintains and continues the strong tradition established within the ELaRA framework of organizing a series of insightful and inspiring scientific forums aimed at opening up new avenues of research, such as the Autumn Symposium in 2021, annual summer schools, the first ELaRA conference, Technologies and Techniques to Support Sustainable Education in the Academic Sphere in 2022, to name but a few. Added to this is the productive collaborative process of writing and publishing common papers and research proposals. In other words, teamwork does matter, enthusiasm is important, and hard work always pays. There is no denying, therefore, that ELaRA has become a truly creative space for sharing and developing the best of pedagogical and didactic know-how, thus fostering a remarkable spirit of teamwork, collaboration, synergy, and like-mindedness. It is for this reason that we gratefully acknowledge the help of our partners from Technological University Dublin and the Technical University of Cluj-Napoca for their creative ideas, supportive attitude, and genuine words of encouragement that they generously and unreservedly provided us with throughout the process of organization of the present event. Once again, a big welcome and thank you to all our keynote speakers and presenters for their exceptional eagerness and enthusiasm that they demonstrated with reference to the proposed topics, as well as for their willingness to share their observations and experience that they have gained in their respective fields of science. It is our strong belief that the conference will sound resonances not only for those who attended, but for wider audiences as well. Thank you all who are here at this forum. Everyone will definitely benefit from it and will enjoy it. It has always been so. I wish you a most fruitful event. Thank you. Now it's my great pleasure to give the floor to Associate Professor Engineer Dr. Lidia Galavova, Vice Rector of Research and Development of TU Sofia. The floor is yours.
Good morning, dear Chairman, dear organizers, dear participants of the event, Women Talk About Science and Science Talks About Women. I am pleased to welcome you on behalf of the Rector of the Technical University of Sofia, on behalf of the whole Rector's Board, and from me personally. I would like to thank the organizers for the splendid idea to organize this event. And I personally consider this event speaks volumes about the UT Plus Alliance, giving evidence of the synergy and sustainability of the UT Plus and its newly created structures, part of which is the ELaRA Lab, the European Laboratory for Pedagogical Action Research and Student-Centered Learning. Driven by the ambitious but at the same time cherished goal to reinforce European values of equality, inclusiveness, well-being, and human-centered technologies in the era of digitalization and artificial intelligence, it is firmly, sorry, I thought somebody wanted to say something. Okay, so I think that this is a proof of the goals and the soundness of the UT Plus Alliance. And it is establishing itself as a newly created structure of universities of the future. Think Human First is the slogan of the UT Plus Alliance. The work of the ELaRA Lab proves that these are not only words. It shows that the 8 partner universities work deliberately and do care about the future. They all work to make it possible to offer students, PhD students, and a wide variety of researchers best contemporary training and research conditions. They work to create the organizational culture and environment needed to foster their development and growth. Dear colleagues, I will allow myself to take the opportunity and to speak as a mid-career female researcher who has experienced the life of researcher both in Bulgaria and abroad. In my career, I've been working with organizational management scholars and sociologists who have specialized in the gender studies. This has allowed me being exposed in a multicultural, cross-disciplinary international environment, which gave me some different perspectives and maybe formed my observations and my viewpoints on the topic of the present conference about women and science and the female representation in modern research. First and foremost, I would like to focus your attention on the fact that in 21st century, the mindset and attitude towards female researchers and scientists has changed. This was proven by the facts that my colleague, Dr. Tudorov, just presented a moment ago. Therefore, I consider that the debate should be shifted from speaking about equality and equal rights towards equal recognition of the role and achievements of all researchers, being they male or female, or separated based on any other criteria. The reality is people are different. Thanks nature for that. Can you imagine if we all were the same? However, we need to acknowledge and respect the contribution of all. That is what needs to be addressed now. The artificial division between people only reinforces segregation and separation, while we need just the opposite. We need collaboration, we need fair rules and acknowledgement to all. Therefore, researchers need to be evaluated based on their talents, merits, achievements, based on their contribution to the society, not based on their gender, origin, or whatever other criteria. At the same time, we need to acknowledge that in most cases, female researchers are faced with the challenge of work-life balance to a much greater extent compared to their male colleagues. However, with the right support, this only makes them better and more successful in their career path. Bearing in mind the ultimate goal to create a better and healthier European society, driven by the belief that human well-being should be central to the future, I would encourage participants at the present event to consider promoting the idea of synergy between men and women in research. The diversity and variety in viewpoints and perspective often leads to more notable achievements. The success of any of us, being it men or women, depends to a great extent to the support of his or her family, his or her partner, his or her closest friends. Therefore, much more attention should be paid to the collaboration and mutual respect than to the diversification and unfair play and prejudicial judgments. Something else worth noting today is the fact that Bulgaria is among the first countries in the world where women were accepted at the universities. Back in 1901, women were allowed to study at Sofia University. This has substantially contributed to the development of the Bulgarian research and science. This has facilitated the implementation of a lot of research-based innovation and has led to what is Bulgaria now. We reached present time where, based on the representation of female researchers, Bulgaria is among the first countries in Europe. In conclusion, I would like to wish you all productive and fruitful and inspiring discussion and a long-lasting collaboration and sustainable partnership. Have a productive discussions. Thank you.
All right. It is my pleasure now to give the floor to Ms. Emanuela Tomova, Secretary General of the National Commission for UNESCO Bulgaria. I hope we are in touch, aren't we? Yes?
Hello.
Hello?
Senator, dear guests and organizers, thank you for the opportunity to address you on behalf of the Bulgarian National Commission for the equality is one of the leading priorities of UNESCO. The topic of their equality a few years ago, with the support of UNESCO, an interesting publication was prepared, Women into the History of Academics in Bulgaria, which contains more women's and only within the Bulgarian Academy of Women, Bulgarian Academy of Sciences, was initiated in this area a science program, which I'm sure many of you know very well. For 25 years now, the program has been run in cooperation with ELaRA, and this conducted at 3 levels. The For Women in Science Awards, which each year honor 5 of the world's leading women researchers from 5 continents. Secondly, the international program, which recognizes 15 young women from around the world and supports 3 women from each of the 5 continents to take up research positions and undertake research projects outside their home countries in the world's most prestigious laboratories. And, of course, the National for Women in Science Fellowships, which enable women with PhDs to conduct research in their home countries. The National Fellowships for Women in Science in Bulgaria were established in 2010 in partnership with ELaRA, the Bulgarian National Commission for UNESCO, and Sofia University. We are extremely proud to be part of this initiative. For us, there is no doubt how important science is for the existence of the modern world. There is also no doubt how significant the place of women in it is. Their work, their discoveries, their achievements, their presence in science is now indispensable and is gaining strength and momentum. Thank you for your initiative, and I wish you a very successful seminar. You have our full support. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much too. Okay, now it is my pleasure now to give the floor to our colleagues, Dr. Leah Pop from UTCN, Warwick University in Cluj-Napoca, and Patrick Flynn from Technological University Dublin, who are going to present ELaRA, the European Common Laboratory for Pedagogical Action Research and Student-Centered Learning. All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dodor. Thank you for this great opportunity. I will share my screen. Just a moment. Can you give me access, please, to share my screen for the presentation?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yeah, just a second. Just a second.
Oh, it's okay now. It's
Yes.
working. Okay, good. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, we can see it perfectly well.
Okay, good, perfect. I'm Leah. I'm from Technical University of Cluj-Napoca, and today, together with our colleague Patrick Flynn, we will say a couple of words about ELaRA. First of all, I would like to thank you very much for this opportunity and for organizing this great event about swim. I think this title is very inspiring. I like it very much. Talk about science, talk about women. So, this presentation will have 2 parts. I will say a couple of words in the first part, and after that I will give the floor to our colleague Patrick. ELaRA, what is ELaRA? ELaRA is European Common Laboratory for Pedagogical Action Research and Student-Centered Learning, and it is a new entity, new open entity, research entity dedicated to education, pedagogy, in which our vision is which students and teachers learn together in interchangeable roles. Why? Because our mission is to challenge the existing educational model and collaboration with our students and with colleagues from all campuses to try to reimage, to co-create a new educational model which will suit our needs. This laboratory was designed in the first place within European University of Technology, an alliance of 8 universities, and in this project we have 8 working packages. Each university is in charge with one work package. Cluj is in charge with work package 3 common curricula spanning Europe, and here we have ELaRA. As I told you, our mission is to co-create, to reimagine a new educational model, and this is not an easy job. That's why in Sofia, in December 2021, we split this task in 8 subtasks. At this moment, we have a specific task focused on research projects. Abin and Ram are the main coordinators. All of us are involved in all tasks, but we have main coordinators. Task 2 is dedicated to support projects. We have Cyprus and Germany, the main coordinators. We have a specific task dedicated to strategy for PhD students, and here we have again Cyprus and Dhabi because in our laboratory we have PhD students as core members. We have another specific task focused on strategy and link with social and economical environment. We have another task focused on funding and proposal. Task 6 is focused on organize and communication events, workshops, conferences, and publication. And here we have Technical University of Sofia and FA. And task 7 is dedicated to creating a theoretical framework and analyzing and collection of international documents. Task 8 is dedicated to permanent connection with other working packages. So our framework, our field of impact is education, is pedagogy, and the main orientation and actions in this laboratory are transformative and transdisciplinary. And to this, we try to put together the core elements of education, research, teaching, and learning, because we really believe that putting together students, teachers, researchers, stakeholders from different fields of expertise, and we can follow the Sustainable Development Goals, the Agenda 2023, to the transdisciplinarity. Even in this moment, we are a lab. Our aim, our wish is to become an European Research Institute, and we apply for one. And because in EUTECUS will be more European research institutes, it is very important to mention the fact that in this European Research Institute, our keywords are student-centered learning and teaching and research practice. So our general direction are focused on transformative pedagogy and innovative teaching practice and learning tools and methods. We have as well 5 axes of commitment. The first axe of commitment is focused on designing a student-centered, innovative student-centered pedagogy. Axe 2 is referring to changing higher education, changing epistemology and teaching practice. Axe 3 is dedicated to educating all educators about the role of technology in society. Axe 4 is about broadening participation in technological education, and Axe 5 is focused on identifying and integrate critical competencies that will enable education for sustainable development. And as Dr. said at the beginning of this event, we already organized specific events for these axes. We have open symposium, summer school, that great winter conference in December in Sofia. We have this spring event dedicated to us for Rotary participation in technological education. And we will organize another event, one workshop in Cluj-Napoca and our last summer school in Sozopol, June this year. This is part A. Now I will give the floor to Patrick in order to say a couple of words about our ongoing projects and research activities.
Great. Thanks very much, Leah. Good morning to you all. It's great. It's a real pleasure to be here this morning. Today's conference. Leah, would you mind just keeping the slides up if that's okay? We can go through them.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Well done switching over it then. I think when you're online, you're always nervous that the PowerPoint
Yes.
So thanks, Leah. That's great. I appreciate that. Okay, so we can move on to the next slide, if that's all right. Basically, so again, what we're going to talk about today is our overall strategy. And basically, as in line with what we talked about at the welcoming address this morning, this is really about a collaborative partnership. It's what we believe as a group is that no individual knows more than the combined wisdom of the group. So part of that is together, we're working together in a very collaborative manner, but also reaching out to outside bodies. And as you can see in some of our examples we talked about this morning, to other universities as well, outside the UT plus Alliance. Thanks. Next slide. So if you look at what we're about, and again this comes back to what we talked about, in terms of thinking again about the connection between education, teaching, learning, and research. And basically these roles are very much interchangeable. Rather than seeing teaching and research as being two separate things, what we believe as a group is that these are interchangeable all the time. And it comes back to that year we haven't talked about referring to Humboldt, and this idea that we all learn together all the time. So part of what we're doing is looking to support both the teachers and the students themselves. So this is a project being led by Ellis and Maria, Victoria, from Cyprus University as one of our partners, thinking about how we can support projects for teachers and students. In addition to that, we have another one which looks at specifically PhD students. And in this, we're looking at, I suppose, when we think about the career of many students, a lot of students, and I suppose the rates of success of PhDs are low in comparison to other stages of people's careers. So what we're looking at is how can we as a group provide support to PhD students and provide a repository of knowledge that students can draw on to support them. Because again, I suppose unlike I think of our academic careers and careers today so far, typically at the start of your career there's a cohort of students at undergraduate level and even early postgrad level who are there to support you, who are going through a similar experience as yourself. Whereas typically the career of a PhD student tends to be historically quite solitary. And what we're looking at is how we can change that culture, that even though people are pursuing something which is quite particular to themselves, that there is a network of support behind. And again, this fits in with our overall idea of the strategy for collaborative partnership. Thanks. Next slide. So again, part of this obviously is about the whole issue of looking at how do we coordinate fundraising and research proposals. So in that, we've been successful so far in achieving some funding from the Erasmus Plus Fund. This was led last year by Victoria, and the project itself, the project lead in Victoria's from Cyprus, who put a lot of work together in the proposal. And the project itself will be led by Malta in Riga University, again with our partners, and Malta is going to steer the project through this stage where we are at present. And what we're looking at is a whole lot of idea of how digital technologies can transform higher education. So I suppose the objective of that is to first of all, I suppose map out the levels that the staff have, the teaching staff, when it comes to using digital pedagogies, and then looking at to see how we can empower students to use digital pedagogies in an appropriate manner. And what we're very conscious here is that we should use technology to support pedagogy rather than the other way around. Rather than technology itself being something that leads pedagogy, we have to think about what is our pedagogical competencies as education staff, and then how can we guide educators through that. And what we're developing here is this idea of community of exchange of ideas. So again, we're coming together in a collaborative manner to share what we see are the issues, how we can overcome them, and how do we deal with it into the future. So that leads us then to a situation where we're thinking about competencies in general. So competencies for academic staff, and this idea of development of an inclusive model. Because again, it's coming back to one of the opening talks this morning where Professor Lee talked about this idea of that we're all different and we should celebrate that difference. But coming together gives us a lot of strength. So again, what we're about is reducing barriers, bringing as a newcomer to this idea of successful inclusion in the study process. We're looking at how we can transfer knowledge successfully, and again, it's about developing these supports, communities who practice for each other, and obviously crucially the current climate to support in particular our Ukrainian partners and students at the present time. Thanks, Lydia. So again, just to talk about a bit about where we are, so some things that Lydia referred to. We have an online summer school in November 2021, which kind of shaped a lot of our thinking, developed some of our axes that Lydia discussed this morning. We then refined that further in our summer school in 2022 last year. At that point, for example, we had discussions about what we see are the issues, how we organise ourselves, and again, over that gap was the launch of our transformative digital pedagogies by Belta and our team from Vika, as we kind of got together as a group once we known we had our funding in place. We've also, in the meantime, had our disruptive thinking research event, which is held in Barcelona, again led by Lucia, who's here this morning as well, from TU Dublin, which all of us again participated in. And then we also had a series of workshops about lessons learned in 2022. We had a spring workshop, and I suppose where we are now at the moment is obviously where we are today as part of this ongoing discussion around what we should do next, particularly addressing issues around gender. And then coming soon, we have a workshop in May, and of course our summer school back in Salzburg again, which again we had this time last year, 2022. Okay, thanks. Okay, so again, I suppose looking sort of a bit more detail on what we're talking about. We're dealing at the moment in a series of working papers. And these working papers are about bringing this together to produce research. And again, in this process, we're looking at what each of us can bring, and what we're strong at, and what we can gain by all collaborating together on these working papers. So these papers are being produced in a series of stages, addressing different issues as you see them. And the first one, which is now done and dusted, is the Centre of Pedagogy for Higher Education, which you were referring to in the earlier part of the talk. And that very much is the theme of what we're talking about. We're exploring how rather than pedagogy and teaching separated out from research, it very much is part of the process. Us as educators and students move over and back between the different roles between the student, being someone who's engaged in research, and someone who teaches, regardless of what stage we are at in our career. And again, we won't go through all the titles of our white papers, but at the moment they're in different stages of production. And this is about, again, us bringing together our knowledge and sharing it in a way that's productive. Okay, on to our next slide. So in terms of the publications, in collaboration with ELaRA, and it's being run around the enhancing human security by transforming education, we're looking at technology and education as drivers in the fourth industrial revolution, and also currently work in progress on the advanced learning technologies to accelerate the university institutional cultural transformation. So again, what we're all looking about is the idea of transformative pedagogy, how we can use pedagogy and how our strength together can change what we do as practitioners and also have an impact, a bigger impact on society itself. Okay, thanks again. Team. And again, just to kind of briefly go through where we are, we've developed a number of, as we'll call them, research directions. And again, these align with the axis about education for sustainable development, about dealing with equity, diversity, inclusivity, and belonging in education. And each of these, again, tie very much in the theme of what we're talking about today. We're talking about transdisciplinarity in for education, so rather than being something imposed on the outside, it's about how it becomes part of the building process. Building teachers' competencies and transforming the teacher to become a smart educator. Okay, thanks. And then basically put this, I think we may have skipped a slide, thanks. I suppose just to put this in context, what this gives us, I think, is these opportunities. And again, we've talked about this, it gives us a space, and what ELaRA is about is creating that thinking space where all of us come together as equals to welcome and contribute our own perspectives and worldviews. And what that gives us, again, comes back to the idea of difference, celebrating diversity, is it gives these different perspectives on how we see things. Sometimes they're cultural, sometimes they're gender-based. And each of these gives call it a triangulation, which is what good research is all about. That you understand the same issue from different perspectives to bring a new insight. And again, policy what it's about is then addressing these challenges. How you can transform these into a way of facilitation for teaching and learning together and to address issues such as transdisciplinarity and also following sustainable development goals. Okay, so we'll move on to the next slide. And this comes back to, I suppose, in conclusion, the need that we need to think human first, consider our inclusiveness and value diversity in the first place. Okay. Well, again, just to conclude, I suppose, who we are. You can see from where we are, we're drawn from Sofia, Riga, Cluj, Cyprus, Darmstadt, Cartagena, Throt, and Dublin. And I think what that does, it brings us back to maybe perhaps the opening comments about the humble idea of all of us learning together. And in this process of learning together, we change ourselves and we emerge in the process different than we were. And this acknowledges, I suppose, both our differences and celebrates our diversity. And in this process, we all emerge changed, which I think is very much in line with what Professor Leah talked about this morning and was addressed in the opening welcome address as well. So thank you very much for your attention and look forward to any comments and questions you have. And as always, if someone out there is anxious to join us, we'd be delighted to have you as well. Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, my dear colleagues. Thank you very much, Leah and Patrick, for really insightful presentation and really interesting facts. Yes. Okay, and now I would like to give the floor to Associate Professor Dr. ELaRA, just for some introductory and welcome words.
Hello to everybody. I'm so glad to see you all here, especially so beautiful and clever scientist woman. That is the focus of our seminar. I would like to thank to the management and especially to Professor Galbova for the strong support to realize this event. Also, I would like to extend my most grateful thanks to our colleagues from ELaRA. Thank you very much to Dr. Lucia Morales, Dr. Leah Pop, Dr. Patrick Flynn, with whom we organized this event, and their ideas and support is very, very important for us. Last but not at least, of course, I like to give my special thanks to Senior Lecturer Todor Todorov, Mr. Vasiljeva and Vesela Frengova, our team from TU Sofia. And I would like to wish to all of you a creative inspiration and enjoyable moments. And of course, very, very special thanks to all participants, which we will hear in the next part. And for our special keynote speakers, I suggest you to make a 5 minutes break before start with the keynote speeches. Is it okay for us? Lucia, is it okay? Okay, I think. Okay, 5 minutes break and we continue with the keynote speakers. Thank you.